Hello everyone, my name is Kunle Dosumu and I'm a STEM ambassador. I would like to raise awareness for World Water Day today. This cause is actually very close to my heart because I actually work as a graduate process engineer who specialises in water and wastewater treatment. I remember during my earlier days in life thinking to myself, water is actually quite important. Because if you take a moment and think about it, water is used for drinking, water is used for cooking, water is used for bathing. Water is also used in industrial applications, such as steam generation, which is used to produce electricity. So water is such an essential part of life that I felt the calling to go into a career to bring access to water for people who are less fortunate. Because here in the developed world, we've got the luxury of having water come at a tap. But if you live in a third world country, like let's say countries in Africa or in South America, you don't necessarily have that luxury. And I felt like I had the vocational calling to make it my a goal to bring more access to water to the entire world. So in terms of how I got into this program or how I go into this career path, I'll just give you a background of how it happened. So I remember at the age of 16, I did A levels. So did mathematics, did chemistry, and I did physics. And the reason why I did that is because I felt that they were important for building a strong foundation in terms of how engineering works. So with mathematics, you need to know how to solve simultaneous equations. You need to solve calculus, for example, as well. And those foundations gave me the strong skill set that I needed to progress. Because after A levels, I then went on to university and studied chemical engineering and graduated with a master's degree in chemical engineering not too long ago. And obviously from then on, I just then started working as a process engineer. And typically my job, what we're tasked to do, is we treat let's say for example groundwater or surface water and to a standard of which is safe for consumption, because water that you'd normally like rainwater for example or groundwater, water from a borehole, isn't necessarily fit for consumption yet. You need to run it through a few treatment processes to make sure it doesn't cause a detrimental impact to your health. And another route is we also treat sewage water to a standard which is safe for discharge into the environment. So if you think about for example River Thames, the water that flows through it is it's typically wastewater, and that's why it's got the colour that it's got. So we've got regulatory bodies such as the Environmental Agency that impose stringent rules on the sort of quality of water that can be discharged into the River Thames in order to safeguard the organisms that live within that water body. So that's sort of what I do. We do design treatment processes that it allows you to process water for safe for consumption or safe for discharge into the environment. And one thing I like to do is to then help you relate to how the course that I did then helped me build a strong foundation. Because for example, one reason why I did chemistry is because treatment processes actually involve a lot of uses of common chemicals. So if you think for example sulfuric acid is typically used for pH adjustment, and so knowing how that sort of chemical reaction occurs from your A-level chemistry or your GCSE chemistry will give you the right step that you need. And if you obviously, I talked about maths earlier on, maths is fundamental, universal for any engineering background. That you definitely need that. And physics is, since that's a study of physical sciences, you sort of need to know how the world works from that sort of perspective. And so I hope that gives you a bit of advice in terms of how you can get into the industry. And I would like to obviously thank you all today for your time, and think about it next time you have a cup of water, and think about the treatment processes that gets it to you, and just also be grateful because there's other people who would love to have that cup of water. Thank you for your time. Bye.